What's up there, people? Unspoke Riders here again. Just back at it on this El Camino. As you see, yes, you're seeing correctly, hood hinges up with no hood on it. Pulled the hood off. I pulled the hood off last night. Don't mind this right here. I just put that there with a garbage bag. I thought it was gonna rain. So don't worry about that. But yep, got the hood off. So today I'm gonna try to get this front end tore down a little bit further, and we'll see how this goes. Got the driver's side wheel well out. I got both driver's side and passenger side hood hinges off. Surprisingly, I don't know if this stuff was off before or what, but surprisingly a lot of these bolts were kind of ridiculously loose. They're kind of shockingly loose, and that's part of the reason why I didn't mark my hood before I took it off, because I figured it wasn't really lined up all that great in the first place, and now I know why, because most of the damn bolts on it was loose. But got both hood hinges off, got the wheel well out on the driver's side. I should have, these are like wire holders, and this one was already broke. So that's why I went ahead and cut this one. I'll probably end up rerouting the wires and not making them go through this. These are all the bolts I took off for the wheel well. There's these right here, and there's some up on top of the, and there's like 3 up there where I know where they go. If you're wondering why, just a little quick tip, if you're wondering why I got my bolts laid out like this, that way, if you see like some bolt, they're all the same size, but as you see, some have bigger washers than others. The reason why I got them laid out like this is once I got the wheel well out, that way I can come back and just put the bolt right back, and rather than put them all in the baggie and then have to wonder, well, where does this go, where does that go, that way I can just put them back in the exact same hole they came out of. You see, these are all the ones for the, you know. So just a quick little tip, I made that mistake before by putting all my bolts in a little baggie, and then accidentally leaving the baggie out in the blazing sun, and then when I go to put them all in like a little bucket or something, all the baggies in a little bucket, and then go to move it, or the baggies bust, and then I got just like a bucket of bolts, and I gotta figure out where everything goes. So to avoid all that, that's why I got my bolts laid out like that, so I can just put them right back where they were. Just a quick little tip for y'all in case y'all breaking your cars down. So got one wheel well out, and I'll fade this back in when I get further along. But yeah, you see what I mean? These are the bolts from the hinges. So I just put the bolts right back in the same hole they came out of, and it makes it a lot easier for me when it's time to put all this crap back together. Alright y'all, let me continue on. What's up there, people? So far so good. I've had a pretty productive morning. Got a lot of stuff taken off the El Camino. This just gave me a quick little update on my 1977 El Camino, just to let you know what's going on. Got the driver's side wheel well off. The battery tray, both hood hinges. Come over here. Basically got the driver's side off and the passenger side off. So yeah, it was so far so good. Everybody, well, this is the passenger side is always the rough side of the wheel well, because that's the side that the battery sits over, and no matter what, you know, even though we don't get a lot of rust, cars rusting out here in Arizona, battery actually causes hell on the on this. But for some reason somebody stuck a bolt right here. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with this. This really wasn't hooked to nothing. So I definitely gotta pull this bolt and hammer this down and weld this up and fix it. So I definitely gotta do some work to these wheel wells to get them in pretty good shape. And this mount right here has a crack, so I'm gonna have to weld this up and fix this crack. The one thing I love about the 4th generation El Caminos, metal wheel wells. You know, love the metal wheel wells. For now, I'm gonna paint them. Maybe sometime in the near future, I'll get them chrome plated. But right now, that's not going down. For now, I'm just gonna fix them up and paint them. Now, few people might wonder why, like, I have everything, I label everything, I put the screws back where they came from and this and that. Well, yeah, I know it's a passenger side wheel well. Well, let me talk about this this battery tray, which I'm gonna have to sandblast and paint. But yeah, I don't have everything in the battery tray yet. There's like a top piece to it. It's like a hook and mounting system. I gotta get that still. But anyway, this is the passenger side. This is the battery tray that goes on the passenger side. Now, although I know it's a battery tray, you know, what you got to realize when taking these cars apart, well, for me, here's my story. The reason why I label everything like this and pretty detailed labels is because, you know, my daughter, I got a 10-year-old daughter, she loves this El Camino. Out of all the vehicles I've ever had, she likes this El Camino the best. And she says, oh yeah, this is the El Camino I'm gonna drive when I get 16 years old and I get a license. I want to drive this El Camino to school and this and that. We'll see. I mean, she's only 10 now, so we'll see if she feels the same way in 6 years. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. But regardless of the fact, there's something you gotta think about when tearing these cars apart is, you know, tomorrow's never promised, you know. And I know I'm gonna, most likely I'll be the one tearing this car apart and working on it and putting it all back together. But you got to realize that tomorrow's never promised. So if something happens to me, I label all this stuff real good, so, you know, somebody else like my brother or, you know, my daughter or anybody in my family can easily, that, you know, might not know that's a, you know, they might not know this is a battery tray or what side it goes on. You know, you feel me? You know, they might not be able to just look at the hinges and say, oh yeah, this is the passenger side, this is the driver's side. So that's why I label this, you know. And also when I take these wires, yeah, I know it's on the, you know, I know it's the driver's side now. But when I pull these wires out and pull all this off, you know, it helps me out in the long run. But if anything ever happens to me, you know, it helps the next person out to try to get this car back together. Because I'd rather, at the end of the day, whether I'm here or not, I'd rather see this car go back together and be back on the street rather than just, you know, get taken to the junkyard piece by piece because it's all torn apart and nobody knows how to get it back together because I didn't label anything. So, you know, that's why I label everything like I do. So far, I've had a pretty productive morning. I'm gonna take a little break now. I've been out here for a couple hours now getting it in. So this is a good place to stop and gather some of this stuff up and stick it in different places. But got them, you know, just getting them pieces off one by one. There you have it, folks. Just give you a quick little update of what's going on. 100 Spoke Riders signing out.